if she's the nominee, and Rudy has a...
You've covered him for decades now, yeah. and another one for which you've had a very contentious relationship. Can you talk about how you've chronicled him over the years in your relationship?
Well, I always say the worst two people on my beat are the two Owls, you know, D'Amato and Sharpton. I mean, Sharpton is... Sharpton, I just was interviewed by Leslie Stahl, they're going to do a 60 Minutes portrait of Al Sharpton. I think it's going to air either this Sunday or next Sunday. And I think I was the token negative voice. I obviously haven't seen the whole thing, so maybe there are 20 negative voices there, but I certainly got the impression it was a very positive piece. And it was Pete Hamill and myself being interviewed by Leslie Stahl in a bar. And, you know, the theme of it seemed to be the new Al Sharpton, the Al Sharpton that Barack Obama, inexplicably as far as I'm concerned, has wrapped his arms around just because he prefers him to Jesse, because of all sorts of problems that occurred over time in Chicago.
And Michael Bloomberg has wrapped his arms around.
Michael Bloomberg is completely wrapped. I mean, I think they've had 3 press conferences with him on different issues, one by Ray Kelly and 2 by the mayor himself in recent weeks. They might as well make him a deputy mayor. He could handle the next snowstorm. Yes. So, you know, they got, at any rate, the terrible thing, really, Leslie Stahl is asking Pete and I questions, and the theme seems to be the new Sharpton. And I said, I met him when he was about 16, which I did. I come from the same neighborhood he does, Ocean Hill, Brownsville. I said he was a young preacher then. I said he was a hustler then. He's a hustler now. The only thing that's happened is the hustle's gotten bigger. And that's, you know, I think that's basically the MO of Al Sharpton. He is, it is really, to me, he could be the next Jeremiah Wright in terms of the next election, because the Republicans, I think, are sitting and waiting and watching. And I would not be at all surprised to see, because I think it's a terrible mistake by Obama to attach himself so much to Sharpton. I would not be surprised to see them try to turn him into a real issue in the next presidential election. You know, and he could blow up in Obama's face.
And yet his fighting for racial justice in this country and continually putting that on the forefront, a figure that media will quote, media will have him on their TV shows. And
yes, you know, I didn't know about this. You guys probably do. There's this rape that occurred in the Dunbar houses in West Palm Beach, Florida, where this black woman was raped by, I think, up to 10 young black men in her apartment in this public housing project. They made her give oral sex to her 12-year-old son. They put her in a bathtub and dumped chemicals all over her. Sharpton went down to defend these guys in West Palm Beach. And to say well, these white boys over in Boca Raton that are getting bail, and they did a gang rape, why are they getting... You know, and I'm telling you, the blowback from black women across the United States, you read the blogs, you look at the history of it, it was just remarkable. And so then Tamika Mallory, who is the national director of his National Action Network, then starts responding to the blogs by, believe it or not, bringing up how Al Sharpton has always been a great defender of black women. They cite Tawana Brawley. He's always stood up against rape of black women. And it's a proven hoax, and they're still calling this card out. So that's the kind of way in which the Sharptons sometimes say the right things about public issues. He often does. I'll sit there and watch him on television, and I'll say, I agree with everything the guy's saying. But look, he just did this thing in New York politics where he sat out the gubernatorial election. He basically championed one candidate for the city council in Queens, and he was implicitly supporting, in some ways explicitly supporting, Charles Barron, who was running on an independent line against Andrew Cuomo. So Charles Barron, his candidate for governor, comes in dead last of 6 or 7 candidates. It gets 20,000 votes statewide. His candidate for city council in Queens, who he campaigned for in a way that I have never seen him campaign in a local election, gets wiped out. Black voters reject him every time they get a chance to do so, and yet the white media still empowers him. I mean, he got 8% of the vote when he ran for president in New York State. John Kerry wiped him out in Harlem, and yet still the media treats him as if he's this great spokesperson for black people.
What's your...
Well, Wayne, I wanted to ask you to say something about your comrade in arms, Tom Robbins.